These are the three things that have helped me stay focused, in flow, and having a lot of fun while growing a 50-person real estate team. Now, the question that I have is, why aren't more team leaders talking about the challenges, the frustrations, and the pressures of running teams? Now, if you're a team leader, you know that it's a huge deal, and you know that you've faced those times where you just don't feel like getting out of bed, and you don't even know how you're going to face your team again, but somehow you know that you've got to pull it together. I know that feeling all too well. My name's Courtney Atkinson. I'm team leader of the Atkinson team. We're one of the top teams in North America. We've got over 50 agents, 3 markets. We've sold over $1 billion in volume and over 4,000 homes. And I can tell you, I know that being a team leader requires a significantly different skill set than being an agent, okay? You've got to be brave and afraid at the same time. You've got to be selfless. You've got to be a great problem solver. You got to have that calming demeanor for those around you. You've got to be a great visionary. You've got to be systems oriented. You've got to be efficient with time. You've also got to be great with people, not just buyers and sellers, but with agents. Now, we know that that's a much different animal, right? You've got to be an excellent communicator. You've got to be a change manager. You've got to be a marketing professional. And you've got to be a coach. That's to say nothing of being a top-notch psychologist, not only for those that you serve, maybe for the buyers and sellers that you're still working with, but for the agents, and more importantly, for yourself. And I know it's a lot, okay? Now, it's funny, for me, I was hearing this song today, and I heard it differently for the very first time. I wonder if that's ever happened for you. It's a song by a band called the Scissor Sisters, and it's called Don't Feel Like Dancing. And when I heard this song today, normally for me, it's been kind of an upbeat sort of tune that gets me excited and kind of feels like partying a little bit. And then what I realized the song's actually about is about not feeling like doing the things that you've always been doing. And I don't know about you, if you're a team leader, if you've ever felt like this, but there have been times for me where I've just felt like I don't have it in me. There's too many expectations. I just don't feel I can face these people today. I don't feel like dancing. And today I heard it differently. You know, it kind of reminded me of one of those vintage clapping monkeys, you know, one of those monkey toys. They've been in horror movies. They're kind of freaky looking, but it made me think of like, hey, I don't feel like being the clapping monkey today, doing the job. I'm selfishly looking at myself and saying, hey, what about me? I'm asking questions like, who's caring for me? Who's noticing all the effort that I'm putting in? Does anybody even have a basic idea of how much I do, how much I give, how much I care? I'm not being appreciated. Like, there's so much self-talk like that. If you've been a team leader or you're planning on being a team leader, this is something that will happen to you, I promise, okay? The challenge is that once you move down that road, it's easy to stay on it. You're going to be in a rut. And then ultimately, teams that have team leaders like that, that stay in that space for too long, they fail. It's not an attractive environment for people to thrive and survive. It's not attractive for other agents to want to come to. And it's not attractive for buyers and sellers. They get the sense that it really is about the team leader. And it becomes this very insular environment where everything becomes about rules and structure and control, because that team leader feels so out of control that they have to create this in that environment. And I want to tell you, listen, leadership's hard, but I want to give you some tools that I've used to overcome those feelings and to stay on track. Now, I don't want to lie to you and tell you that this has been perfect for me, that I've never gotten off track, or that it wasn't even happening in this last week. Listen, I'm going through growth every single day. One of the things that I like to do as a coach is to be perfectly transparent about where I'm at in my journey, and do what you should be doing too, which is just bring people along at the pace that you're learning, okay? You only need to be hours ahead to inspire and to lead others. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing. And that's what I'm doing today. These are just a culmination of thoughts that I've had over the last couple of weeks that are really, really important. And in fact, I'm going to be talking to my team about this afternoon. So the 3 things that have helped me stay focused, in flow, having a ton of fun while growing a profitable team that feels like home to me, where I know that people care for me, where I know that when I'm stepping out of the office or going on holidays, people have my back. That's what I want to share with you right now. Number 1, okay? Remember that nothing's permanent, okay? We're here on this planet for a super short time. Now, if we're lucky, you know, maybe 75, 80 years, maybe you're going to live to be over 100, but your working life is not very long, okay? We don't know what came before us, and we're not exactly sure what's coming after us. We have some ideas, some philosophies, but we do not know, okay? nobody else really cares about your marriage, your children, or your business. Now, at a cursory level, they do. They're interested and they ask you questions, but it's not like they're showing up at your house every day to help you solve these problems or to manage these emotions or to navigate your way through all these questions and concerns that you have. They're dealing with their own life, and that's just a natural way of things being. So I don't want you to project your judgment back onto yourself. And what I mean by that is that I don't want you thinking about your self-limiting beliefs as other people's thoughts about you. Okay, it's a disastrous way to think. The truth is that you're perfect and you're fine the way that you are right now. And if you can put those glasses on and understand that you're living a perfect life on a perfect journey exactly where you need to be at this moment, you're just going to find that you're going to have a much more fun, exciting, and real time, okay? Just focus on doing good with the time that you have, period. I want you to take chances. Make mistakes, blow things up, fail. It really doesn't matter, okay? You're going to be fine. Everything's perfect. The universe has your back, and you'll be better off for having had those experiences. You'll have more to teach, more to coach, more to inspire. Don't hide, okay? Your journey's perfect, and people need to hear and see it, all right? Now, the second thing is I want you to remember that the only real time that exists is right now, okay? We can find shame and embarrassment in our memories of the past. We can find anxiety and worry about our futures, but neither of those things are real. What's real is this moment that you are in right now, okay? Learn to find peace and beauty in those moments. And by doing so, you're going to find a lot more joy in the work, and that grind that you're feeling will go away. That sense of avoidance that you have around the work or your team or the things that you're putting off, that all goes away. You're going to find joy in these moments, and you'll find a lot more peace and serenity in that. And when you have that, your systems, your team, the energy around you, it completely shifts, okay? What you have reflected back at you then is safety, security, love, joy, a lot more fun, and yeah, a lot more profit too. Now, the third thing I think is the most important, okay? The third thing is that real magic happens when you simultaneously learn to step into your greatest state of power and flow and not just allow for, but also create an environment that facilitates others doing the exact same thing, okay? Until you accomplish that with your systems, your tools, your support, your coaching, and every bit of infrastructure in your organization, you will always have a me versus them environment. A stifling environment where people feel like they can't be them true selves, like they can't show up authentically, and like they need to be some version of themselves that suits you, that suits the company, or suits your expectations of them. And what I want you to realize is that your success, the success of your team and your organization and of the people around you, comes when you help them find their true genius. And not only will they thank you for that, but they'll be inspired to share that with others, and they'll want to stay with you because of it, because now they feel seen, heard, understood, and empowered by someone that really and truly wants the best for them. And I think what happens with teams is that we come into the idea of team leadership, we have an idea of what the avatar of a team leader looks like, and we begin creating all these structures and systems and tools that we think are required of us. And then we put those into place and we create an environment where people feel like they have to be a certain way to belong around us. And that puts them out of alignment. And it makes them feel that in order to be in alignment, they have to step outside of your shadow and outside of your team. And they're not going to tell you that they're doing this, that they're thinking this, that they're feeling this. They're just going to abandon you. And that's going to make you feel all those feelings that probably had you starting this video in the first place. And so what I want you to get to is this place in time where you can feel like you're working in your true genius and where you can begin appreciating the beautiful moments that you have with these people, and you can create an organization that facilitates them stepping into their greatest state of flow and genius, where you are party to that, but you're willing to let go. Recognizing that in doing so, you're creating this sense of reciprocity, you're creating this sense of friendship and love between you and your team members that increases the likelihood of them wanting to stay with you. The other thing that will also happen is you'll start looking at the systems, the accountability, the structures of your organization, and you'll be asking yourself, how can I better align these things with the way that I'm being and the way that I want to facilitate my team members being more authentic and more in their flow and state of genius? When you do that, you're going to have one of the most incredible organizations on the planet, one that's profitable, one that feels safe, one that has great retention, and one that has you feeling like your work has truly paid massive dividends for you, not just economically, but emotionally. You're going to enjoy it a lot more, and it's going to feel much less like the grind that it's been feeling like for you. And I share this with you because I know what it feels like to be stuck in the mud. I know what it feels like to be looking around thinking, man, like, why does nobody care for me? Why does nobody really take a minute to understand how much I've given this? The problem is that doesn't solve any of your problems. That space projects in your organization things that are going to get you more of that, okay? And what I want you to do is move to the place where you're just prepared to let go, okay? When you let go is when you really start to feel that reciprocity and that glue, and those people show up for you in ways that they haven't before. So I want you to give that a try, and I want you to just open your heart to the idea that you are enough the way that you are, and if you can show up authentically to your team members using these 3 tools that I've shared with you, everything around you is going to change, including those feelings that got you started here in the first place, okay? Take good care.